Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about how you actually release driving anxiety. What do you actually do to get rid of it? And I'm going to give you two case studies of two different ways that it can work. So if you've watched any of my hundreds of videos about the fear of driving, you'll know that I often talk about there being a past event, a single event in your life where something's happened and that's given you a fear of driving. I won't go over that again in this video in detail because I've done it many times before, but I feel that many people that come to me have this misconception that everybody has a single event that's happened. People are looking for a memory of something that happened one day, hidden in their childhood, in their dark subconscious mind. It simply doesn't work like that. Many people don't have a single memory. It's actually what we call cumulative trauma. That means you've had a build-up of trauma throughout your life. So let me give you a case study of each type of those ways that it can happen. So I had a client once who came to me, and when they did therapy, this memory came up of a time they fell off their bike as a child. Now again, how we get to that, how that works, all of that I've explained in other videos. I won't go over it again in this one because I've done it many times before. You can check out my channel to see those videos. But they worked out that their fear of driving came from falling off a bike. We went over that, we processed that memory, and they went out driving, problem gone, and that took about 45 minutes, problem gone. And they said, "This is amazing, I can't believe it's gone." So that was a case that involved a single event. For many people though, and it's hard to say which one is more common, but I would say this is more common, that you don't have a single event. It's actually a build-up of trauma throughout your life. So I worked with a client who had this thing where they always felt like they were being got at when they drove, so they thought people were kind of getting at them. For example, when they drove past a speed camera, they were convinced that they'd been caught speeding, even though they weren't speeding. When they parked in a car park, they would keep the ticket and take photos of it, and they'd keep dashcam footage of them parking, driving in and out to prove the time that they'd parked. And they became quite obsessed with everyone being out to get them. Now in this case, there wasn't a single event that caused it. And if we'd have wasted time looking for one, we wouldn't have found one. What it was that simply over their life, they'd had a stress build-up. So many things had happened, like moving home, jobs, work, whatever, and there was just a lot of stress that had been built up. So we went through therapy and a lot of emotion came out. Some of it was crying, some of it was anger, but there was a lot of emotion that had been trapped over the years. And once that emotion had come out, the driving anxiety went. So you see, there wasn't a single event. What was happening is when they drove, they were seeing one little thing that could go wrong, like I could be caught speeding, and they were blowing it out of all proportion, and all of the stress in their body and mind was building up, and that was what they thought was driving anxiety. And this is why I say, let's all say it together, my catchphrase, driving anxiety has nothing to do with driving. In both of these cases I've told you about, the bike and the build-up of stress, driving was nothing to do with it. It was to trigger, yes, it triggered something off, but you would never have fixed either of those cases by going out driving with exposure therapy and all this stupid stuff that doesn't work. I've got a page on my website all about that, and I've got other videos about that. It doesn't work because what we needed to do was release this client's stress. Most people that I work with just have a build-up of stress. So if you've had marriages and divorces and you've had children, you've been through life-changing events of any kind, that's most likely why your driving anxiety is. It's simply you need to process those old things and release them. Now, how do you know which of those two it is? Well, that's, again, you need to be a therapist to understand this. I'm not here to be a therapy trainer. I'm not here to teach you therapy. However, people who work with me do learn techniques in sessions they can do themselves. So even if the problem flares up or comes back or whatever, doesn't matter because you've learned how to fix it yourself. I don't believe in just doing therapy on people. That's what some therapists do. They say, oh, come back to me if you need help. I don't want you to come back to me. I want you to learn how to fix it yourself. And it won't make you a therapist, but it will mean you can fix it yourself if it flares up again. So check out these other videos on the screen now for more help overcoming your fear of driving. And if you'd like to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, you can contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.